Welcome everybody! Today we are in Unicum in Leiden and we're going to talk about the biggest technical backhand mistakes, and we're going to start right now. Vamos! Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to discuss 9 very common backhand mistakes that a lot of players make, and with the correct version of that mistake. And I will also tell you how to solve low backhand volleys and how to solve that terrible high backhand volley. It's easier than you think and everybody is able to do this, I am absolutely sure. I see loads of mistakes with the backhand volley and people tend to have a better forehand volley than backhand volley. And that's because of some reasons that I'm going to tell you in this video. A good paddle player should play more backhands than forehand volleys. Why, you ask? You need to have a better backhand volley than forehand volley because good paddle players will start to play more and more to your body when they are defending. So this is why you should work on your backhand volley today, and you don't want to make 9 of these mistakes I listed below. Mistake number 1 is that you're playing the backhand volley in the forehand grip. This is the most common mistake. And to explain, the continental grip, the grip you want to have, is this one. So your pink mouse should be on top of the racket. So if I am in the forehand grip, that is here, it is very difficult for me to volley because if the ball is coming, I have zero control. If I have it here, I am much stronger. You should try to test this out for yourself. Some players are even a little bit more positioned in a backhand volley grip because from there they can solve more body shots. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give a like on the video. I would like to have more than 300 likes on the video, and I would like more subscribers. The goal is now 100,000 subscribers at the end of 2023. So start subscribing now. Babbel, babbel. Mistake number 2 is no body rotation. So you're here and you will always stay here. Then you're more likely to solve everything like this, and it's very hard to play a backhand volley from this position. If you want to play a good backhand volley, you should try to rotate the shoulders like this. So it's like somebody throws a ball and I dodge the ball and then I play the backhand volley. Mistake number 3, no left hand. This is a very important thing, that your left hand is not on holiday, but you use the left hand in the preparation when you're preparing the racket. If not, you have not so much control and not so much power. So try to prepare the racket with 2 hands. Mistake number 4. I was checking if I actually did 4. I don't know why. Not doing the left hand backwards when you're hitting. So not going there, but there or there. It is very important, and I will tell you now why, that you do this. Mistake number 5 is scooping the ball, and this is very likely to happen If you have the forehand grip, because you tend to have a very open stance with the racket and the balls tend to go all the way over there. So if you have the continental grip, it's more likely to be better with this. If you have not so good footwork, to say it nicely, lazy footwork, to be honest, you tend to have to scoop the ball up. I will also tell you how to solve those low balls, because those were comments and say, okay Sven, how are you solving the low balls? I will tell you a secret, but promise me, don't tell anybody. Mistake number 6 is hitting the ball too early. Maybe that comes to a surprise, but if you hit the ball too early and you hit the ball in front, I cannot follow through. This is as much as I do with the follow through. Nice rhyme. If you hit it next to you, you can carry the ball more forwards and you have so much control, you will win against everybody. Mistake number 7 is that you're hitting the volley instead of pushing the volley. A volley is not a hit, it's a long push. It's so important for you to understand if you're coming from tennis or another sport, maybe volleyball. I never played volleyball before. That's a new sport, like volleyball.com. That every volley in Padel would be a long push, like building up the point. In tennis, there are not so many volleys where you build up the point. Especially in doubles, you're close to the net and you play a short angle or you try to win the point instantly. So in Padel you have to understand that everything is like building up, building up, building up. So you need a different kind of volley movement than like a tennis player that always wants to score with the volley. In Padel you don't get to score a volley. You only score a volley if you completely play your opponent out or you play a fantastic, phenomenal drop shot. But that's it. Or ping out of the court. Or ping out of the court, depends. Mistake number 8, no racket adjustments. And what I mean by that is that if I play deep into the corner, the racket should be like this. If I want to play a short corner, I want to have my racket like this. So my racket is always in a different kind of position when I'm playing the backhand volley. And I feel that some players have one swing. There is no such thing as a perfect technique. So if anybody says this is the backhand volley, it's never true. It's never true, because it should be maybe perfect on this ball, perfect on that ball, perfect on that ball. But then you should have like a technique for the fence, a technique for the corner, a technique for the middle. It's always different. So you need to be able to have an adjustable volley. So the more the coach will say about your backhand volley technique, the more difficult it becomes and the more your swing becomes one swing instead of an adjustable swing. So let's say, ladies and gentlemen, I want to play the ball to the fence and I'm playing on the left. I want to be here because then I can bring the ball down. If I want to play in the corner, the ball will be underway longer, so my racket is a little bit more open, so I can play deep into the corner. So that will be a difference. If I want to play in the middle, maybe even more open or even softer. It depends on the height of my contact point. If my contact point is lower, or I play from my service position and I have the first volley at the second post a little bit deeper, I am more here. If I am closer, I am more there. So if you can adjust with that, you can solve those high balls, because those high backhand volleys seems to be the most difficult part of your volley game. I heard from a friend. And if you can just play that ball like this, is no problemo anymore. So adjust. All backhand volleys are different. Mistake number 9. And that's playing the high balls not towards the corner. It's for some people to think so. That's not technical. Yeah, it's kind of technical because, yeah, no explanation needed. Makes sense, right? So if I have the high ball, I should play the ball soft to the corner or soft to the fence, because if somebody plays high to my backhand volley, I can say thank you very much, boom, fence, bounce, point for me in the pocket, goodbye. So that's a very good shot to take. And if you just play the ball deep or straight, the ball comes up a lot, and then it's quite difficult to play the backhand volley. Even though sometimes, especially ladies, have the tendency of playing with two hands the backhand volley. If you play your backhand volley with two hands, it's also more likely that you have the forehand grip. Then you probably need the left hand together. If you play in the continental grip, you're less likely to play with two hands. So if you play continental, you're more likely to play with one hand. Even though if you want to play the backhand volley with two hands, it's not amazing. But if you can play the corner, sidewall or the fence, it's gonna work fantastically. So try it out. If you feel like you need to use two hands, perfect. But then always go to the sidewall first, because then the ball will remain low. Punto. And that's all for this video. Subscribe for more content, like, of course, and see you next Monday. Hasta luego. Ciao. Adios.